This is a video on tying the Fiador knot. I want to explain the reason the strings are coming up through the holes. I used to hold the ropes in my hand with them coming up, and I couldn't tie the knot because I needed to use both hands. I understand if you're tying halters or whatever, you're not going to have a pegboard, but once you get the knot figured out, you can hold your ropes with a clamp or something similar. As an afterthought, I wanted to show this knot. It's the same knot, but it's the principle I'm trying to get across. So you're going to take this bottom string and go over its neighbor. So then, if you would turn it, you're going to take this string over its neighbor. And then, if you would turn it, you'd be taking this string over its neighbor. And if you turned it again, you'd be taking this string over its neighbor. So we pull those all down and we have a square. This hole in the center, it's not a perfect square, but you can see there are 4 sides and a hole. I'm trying to keep my hands out of the video. The other thing about this knot is you will take a strand, go around its neighbor, and come up through the center. Okay, so if you were sitting here, you would take this strand, go around its neighbor, and up through the center. Or if you were facing this way, you'd go around this strand and up through the center. Or even if you were sitting here, around this strand and up through the center. So what I'm saying is that there is a rhythm or a pattern to follow where you first crown all your strings. By that I mean when you lay it over the one next to it and then fold it over on top of itself. Okay, I just wanted to show this as an example. Hold on for the fancy stuff. Okay, so based on some feedback that I got some newer, different colored rope, and I've numbered the holes. These strands are all loose, and then I will tie it over here with a loop in it. This would be the halter nose band. Okay, so the same process. We're going to take the number 1 string, and we're going to leave a little slack in it to come through. We're going to go over in the spot between 2 and 3. Then we're going to take the number 2 string and go between 3 and 4. We're going to take string 3 and put it between 1 and 4. Then we're going to take string 4 and poke it through this loop we created with string 1. Tighten that down a little bit. And there's our square that I showed on the small cardboard box earlier. So now it's the same as it was on the very first example I showed you. We're going to take this string, which is number 4, but it's coming from here. We're going to go around its neighbor and up through the center of the hole. Then we're going to take this string, go around string 3, trying to keep my hands out of the camera, and up through that hole, that square hole in the center. Okay, then we're going to take this string, go around its neighbor, which means we have to go under the tail. So we're going to go through this hole between 1 and 4 and up through the center. And this last string, we're going to go around string 1 up through the center. Okay, we need to tighten that one a little bit. We need our blue. Okay, so there's our knot. Sorry, my hands were in the way the whole time. There's our knot from the side. All of our strands come out the center of the knot. Okay. Now I understand the Fiador knot has a loop in it, but the process is the same. So we're going to start with this bottom one. This is our noseband loop. We're going to cross over between 2 and 3. We're going to take this next string and we're going to put it between 3 and 4. We're then going to take 3 and go between 4 and 1. Then we're going to take this string and go down between 1 and 2. And there is our square hole that all the strands need to come up through. With this loop, there's going to be a twist in it. That is perfectly fine, and actually it helps us because we're going to start here and we're going to bring it around here. But to come up through the center, we need to pull this string out, pass this one under it. So you see how it comes around its neighbor and up through the center hole. So we're also going to grab this string, or this side of the loop. We're going to go around the string in 4. Sorry. But to come up through the center, we need to pull this strand out, pass over our loop, and pull it back down tight. So now both sides of the loop have gone around their neighbor and up through the center hole. We're going to take this one. We're going to go around and up. And then we're going to take this one around and up. Okay. So it's hard to do this. I'm just squishing everything around tight. So now all 4 strands come out the center of the hole. That's what it looks like from the side. This side, and that side. Took me 30 years on and off to learn this knot because everybody wanted to tie it passing this strand over this strand on the flat, and I couldn't figure it out. But I think I finally learned. I hope I can help some people with it. I'd love it if you left a comment. I'll read all of them, I promise. Like and subscribe.